where the sky is truly the limit.
An 81-year-old woman is recovering after a suspected drunk driver crashed into her home in Puyallup. It happened Thursday morning along 23rd Street Place Southeast. Police say a woman was driving along 23rd Avenue when she passed out and crashed through a fence and into the side of a home, hitting the woman who lives inside.
At 81 years old, you should be able to think that you're safe to go to bed, sleep, without fear of being hit by a car, especially when it has to do with the fact that the person was on a substance of some form.
Well, the driver was arrested for suspicion of DUI.
A memorial continues to grow in the Kent neighborhood where 12-year-old Gabriel Corey was hit and killed by a suspected drunk driver last week. Corey was killed while riding his scooter near 132nd Avenue Southeast and Southeast 230th Street, just a few hundred feet from his home. His parents are still grappling with that loss. The 19-year-old who police say was behind the wheel was arrested near the scene shortly after this happened. He could face charges for vehicular homicide.
More than 2 weeks after a manhunt began for a fugitive in Pennsylvania, it is now over. State police confirm a man who escaped from a county jail is back behind bars this morning. ABC's Dave Packer has more on how he was caught.
After 9 days on the run, 34-year-old Michael Burham is back in police custody. The 34-year-old, described by police as a self-taught survivalist with military experience, escaped from the Warren County Jail in Warren, Pennsylvania on July 6th. Late Saturday afternoon, police got a big break. A tip from some residents who saw someone suspicious behind their home in West Warren.
Why the dog was barking, went to the rear of their property. They encountered Burham. I'm told that a conversation occurred, brief conversation, asked him what was he doing there, and he said something about camping. And the owner of the property recognized him, got his wife back into, they were in a golf cart, got his wife back into the golf cart and drove away from there so that he could immediately contact us as Burham fled into the woods.
State police say search teams set up a perimeter and took Burham into custody without incident.
He looks tired and worn out, as we thought that he might. He's still wearing his prison pants turned inside out. He's dirty, wet.
On July 6th, police say Burham used bed sheets tied together to lower himself off the roof of the jail. He was being held on kidnapping and burglary charges. Officials say he's also a suspect in murder and rape charges in Jamestown, New York. He was not armed when captured, but police say ammo was found in stockpile bags they say they discovered. Police say Burham was carrying a map with locations to those stockpiles. Whether he received any kind of help is still under investigation. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
8:19, no bad views on a day like today.
No, great views around western Washington. And yesterday we had the great views, but the temperatures were a little uncomfortable for some folks. How hot was it where you were?
We were, well, what was more surprising was when I get out of my garage in the morning, I look at what the temperature is, and it was about 70 already yesterday, and then today it was 65. So it told me it was going to be maybe a little bit cooler. We did walk intentionally along the water instead of our normal route in a neighborhood because I wanted that breeze.
Yeah, you needed it yesterday. Today we're going to be about 10 degrees cooler, which is better news for being outside. If you don't want to be uncomfortably hot, our hottest spots yesterday, low to mid 90s in places like Olympia and Lacey down towards Centralia. We're going to drop that back to the 80s today. And let's take a look outside right now of another camera all the way out. You know where this is? You know, can you guess
is
where
this Lake Crescent?
This is Lake Crescent.
Really?
Good guess.
You know, and I still haven't even been there. It's
You've
on my
never
list.
been there?
Oh, I'm desperate to get out there.
Well, it's a long drive. I'll tell you, I can understand
Olympic
why.
Peninsula, my home. I gotta get out there.
Beautiful spot this morning, and you can see the calm water, nice sunshine there, twinkling on the water this morning, and we're going to continue to see more sunshine there and just about anywhere else in western Washington as the day goes on. Notice our temperatures right now as we start the day. 56 in Shelton, 62 in Tacoma, 59 for Olympia, 61 for Centralia, and right now we're sitting at 58 in Aberdeen. And we're going to keep those temperatures, as I said, about 10 degrees cooler than we were yesterday when we topped out in the upper 80s to lower 90s, even mid 90s in some spots. Hour by hour forecast, filtered sunshine at times during the morning hours and during the afternoon. Again, more of that sun just sort of hanging out behind a few clouds, but really it's all about full-on sunshine in many parts of western Washington, upper 70s to lower 80s out there. You got 82 in Bremerton, 81 for Shelton today, 82 for Olympia, 81 for Centralia. And on the coast, upper 60s to lower 70s today. Can't rule out, again, some clouds filtering the sun at times, but 73 in Bellingham and 75 for Everett. So about 10 degrees cooler, a bit more comfortable. You still need to take your shades with you and stay hydrated, being out and about. A lot of folks having, you know what it is? It's time for for the yard sales, too. I was driving around yesterday, and I think yard sales is another thing that's sort of come back after the pandemic, and, of course, a lot of community events, too. But the yard sale signs, they're up everywhere. Here's my advice to anyone having a yard sale, my own personal advice, please have some parking. Because you get there and there's no place to park. Temperatures as we go through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 70s for the next couple days, and Wednesday and Thursday back to the 80s, near 90 degrees on Thursday. In your extended Como forecast, again, we have a chance for a sprinkle tomorrow morning, especially, say, north of Seattle, the Puget Sound Convergence Zone, Snohomish County, parts of Skagit County. But then we are dry for sure Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and beyond as we head into the weekend. Notice those temperatures starting getting well into the 80s, near 90 degrees on Thursday, and no rain in sight after just a touch of it in a few spots on Monday. In fact, not everybody's going to see the showers tomorrow.
Are you a haggler when you go to the sales?
You know what? Not really. I
No?
mean, sometimes if something is like outrageously priced, I'll just try. But usually at yard sales, I'm almost surprised how little things cost.
And you find some really great surprises.
Yeah, because most of the time they just want it to be gone by the end of the weekend.
Yep. All right, 8:22 right now. Coming up, a player on the Storm was named All-Star Game MVP. We'll show you who it was straight ahead.
Another frustrating loss for the Mariners. What the manager says the team needs to do to get back on track. No, this isn't what I said yesterday. I think it is what I said
Sounds
yesterday.
familiar.
We're going to hear what they have to say coming up.
January 6th, and questions surrounding the FBI's aggressive crackdown.
Looked like a dozen agents around your house.
Oh, it's a lot more than that, yeah.
We investigate on the next Full Measure.
Sunday morning at 10. Como News, holding the powerful accountable.
When should we expect to see that executive order?
Should you guys be doing more about tiny homes?
Has that position changed?
Making the difference on issues that matter.
Whose job is it to hold these people accountable to the
Como News.
We all make choices. At the Dubin Law Group, we've made ours to fight with courage and compassion for people injured in a car accident and to stand up for our clients by standing tough. Our goal is simple: to minimize your worry and maximize your compensation. You didn't choose to be injured in a car accident, but when it comes to the compensation you deserve, the choice is clear. Call Dubin Law today. Dubin Law, tough, reliable, human.
Why buy a mattress from Mattress Depot USA?
Low prices.
Every day, we beat any competitor's price.
Selection?
All sizes and
Brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Customer service.
our sleep specialists average 10 years in the industry. Check out our reviews.
Comfort guarantee?
120 nights worth.
Same day delivery.
Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Local?
Born here, live here.
Come see us today.
Prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Shop Truck City RV Sales for quality pre-owned RVs and save thousands. We specialize in well-maintained RVs and have a great selection of diesel pushers, Class A, B, and C motorhomes and trailers. Come see us just off Highway 167 in Sumner or at TruckCityRVSales.com.
Seriously?
PEMCO, defender of your Northwest.
Join the King County Library System for summer reading. Earn prizes and attend events at KCLS all summer long. Our free summer reading program is open to children, teens, and adults. Visit kcls.org/summer to get started.
Poulsbo RV's All-American Sale is here for a limited time only. Save thousands on your dream RV.
And now, the Como Sports Desk with Nico Tamurian, presented by Xfinity.
The Mariners have to find that rhythm. Scott Service was actually happy, initially anyway, about the timing of the All-Star break. The idea there to give his players a chance to recharge. But there's one other thing he's noticed, so have we. It's been a roller coaster season. The win streaks and, for their part, the rough patches have been relatively short-lived. The problem there, of course, that nice streak before the All-Star break has now come to a halt. We start with one of the better parts of last night's game, especially for all the Cougs on this side of the mountain. How about WSU night? And that's their women's basketball coach, Cammie Etheridge, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, and we would have to show you this. The Moose and the Cougar having some fun. But it was a little bit downhill from there because the Mariners only muster 3 hits all night. So when Detroit's Kerry Carpenter levels this George Kirby offering, it's just about over. Kirby didn't have his best night, but with the Mariners only getting 3 hits and no runs, it almost wouldn't have mattered at that point. Isaiah Campbell makes a really strong debut in the 9th. His debut at T-Mobile Park anyway with 2 strikeouts, but the Mariners fall 6-0 the final.
Unfortunately, it's kind of a recurring theme here throughout the year. You know, we'll put a good run together, you play really good for 7, 8, 10 days, and then we follow it up. We just can't sustain it. And, you know, I thought the break was coming actually at a good time. I thought got him a chance to kind of recharge and get back after it. Obviously, we have not come back after anything. We need to get going offensively.
They certainly do. This is a really curious case, to be honest with you, because that stretch of winning 7 of 9 games, they came against 3 different teams, all with winning records, including Tampa Bay, who has the best record in baseball. On either side of that stretch, well, the Mariners have gone 1-4, including losing their last 4 against teams all with losing records. They'll try to salvage one later on today. 1:10 first pitch in the series finale with Detroit. How about the WNBA All-Star Game? Our Seattle representatives on the team. Ezzie Magmagor, her first All-Star appearance. The Gold Mamba, Jewel Lloyd, has been awesome. A career year leading the WNBA in scoring, and I love this. The All-Star Game exclusive, a 4-pointer for Jewel. I love that. But Jewel was just getting warmed up. She gets the All-Star Game record. Get this, 31 points, another record, 10 3-pointers in this game. Lloyd is the most dangerous scorer in the game and wins Most Valuable Player. There's part of that ceremony right here. A great night for the star of the Seattle Storm.
3s are more than 2s. I think I told Sabrina that we're going to put a lot of 3s up, but it's just such a moment, honestly. It's beautiful for the league, and I'm happy I'm able to do it for my family.
Storm is back in action Thursday when Las Vegas comes to Climate Pledge Arena. The Sounders are in a pretty unique position. Like the Mariners, they've dealt with some pretty disruptive injuries and some results that probably don't indicate how good they really can be. Chance to get a few points on the table from their home field last night. The Sounders back in that friendly territory at Lumen Field taking on FC Dallas. You know, at the baseball game, you could hear pretty loud cheer because of this play right here. Leo Chu enters it. Dallas tries to prevent the ball from getting to Christian Roldan, but they own goal it instead. Same result for the Sounders. 1-0 is the score at that point. Things look great, but 10 minutes later, oh boy. Yeah, Bernard Camungo with a beautiful equalizer from being objective here, but problem is that ties it. Nobody scores the rest of the way. It's 1 point each in a draw. Sounders probably feel like this was their game to take. They'll be back in action next weekend against Real Salt Lake. That is your look at sports. I'm Nico Tamurian.
If you look at the story of the game, it was also...
Call Pro Roofing Northwest for quality roofing with expertise in all the latest materials.
The majority of crawl space and attics are under-insulated. They're not performing the way they were meant to perform. You're losing heat, you're having poor indoor air quality. We come in there, we remove it all, we air seal it, we disinfect it. Our goal is when we close that hatch, you can put your crawl space and attic out of mind. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done. If you suspect critters, mold, water damage, insulation issues, visit crawlpros.com to schedule a free inspection.
Go beast mode on your plumbing problems.
Here's the problem right here. What's next?
I think we're gonna have to take the whole toilet out.
Got it. What's next? You all good here?
So, go beast mode and stop.
Hey, wait. Stop freaking. Call Beacon.
Hi again, I'm Dr. Lyle Love, DC. At Laser Joint Centers, we use the latest high-power laser technology to help heal the damage for lasting results.
It's amazing. My sciatica pain is gone and I'm back to playing tennis and golf again.
For a free consultation, call now.
Experience the thrill of the JBLM Air Show and Warrior Expo July 15th and 16th at McCord Field. See an amazing lineup of aerial performances featuring the Yellow Thunder Acrobatic Demonstration Team, the Tora Tora dramatic recreation of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and the marquee performance, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Como 4 is proud to be this year's official media partner. Free and open to the public. VIP ticketing options available. Gates open at 9 a.m. with flights scheduled to begin at 11:30. Visit jblmairshow.com for more details.
Confused about where to start with your kitchen or bath remodel? Look no further than Evergreen Home Remodeling and Design, the one-stop solution for all your remodeling needs. With us, you get a complete design package as part of your kitchen and bath remodel. Our 5-star reputation and 2-year warranty ensure that we won't finish until you're grinning from ear to ear. Schedule a free consultation today, and we'll provide a detailed estimate in our first meeting. Evergreen Home Remodeling and Design. On budget, on time, plus design.
What will it take to get 24 powerfully passionate individuals to settle their differences as they hold the future of our nation in their hands? Direct from Broadway, this is 1776.
August 2nd through 6th. Tickets available at fifthavenue.org.
8:31, beautiful, bright, lovely start to the day. Just a few clouds high above and hopefully a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. Just a little scotch. I'm not complaining too much.
Too much? No.
Is it ever too much?
No,
Is it ever too little?
no. I'm used. How many years has it been?
Almost 9.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I was just going to comment on how those clouds look painted on, don't they?
They do.
Very nice outside this morning. You are right, though. It will be cooler and more comfortable to be outside. Upper 80s to lower 90s. Not the case today. That was yesterday. Today, upper 70s, lower 80s. Coming up in your extended Como forecast, we'll talk about the whole week ahead.
And here's a look at the stories making headlines this morning. A protester fighting to save a tree in Seattle's Wedgwood neighborhood says he's going to stay in that tree until the city changes its plans to remove it. The owner of the company who is supposed to chop the tree down says his lawyers are now involved and he hopes for a peaceful resolution.
State officials say there is currently no removal date set for a homeless encampment causing outrage because of its new swimming pool. Here it is. Officials say clearing the camp is a priority, but everyone living there has to be offered shelter first.
Former U.S. Attorney for Western Washington, Nick Brown, announced he is running to become the state's next Attorney General. The current Attorney General, Bob Ferguson, is running for governor. The Attorney General position has not been open since 2012. A former Whatcom County Sheriff's deputy is in jail on suspicion of rape and assault. 23-year-old Austin Case had only been with the department for 6 months. According to court documents, the sheriff's office was notified on June 29th of a concerning social media conversation involving the now former deputy. Prosecutors say Case told 2 women he was an officer and could get them arrested, and even showed one of them his firearm.
$250,000 bail be imposed based on this defendant's egregious abuse of his power, his authority.
The sheriff's office says an internal investigation found this likely happened before he was hired at the beginning of the year. Case is due back in court this week.
A family in Auburn came back from vacation to find their home ripped apart by vandals. Police say the culprits are all between 9 and 12 years old. Como's Lynn Ann Nguyen shows us what police say the children left behind.
They came in through the back, they smashed the window and then opened it, and that's how they were able to get in.
Sarai Barnes and Jerry Mills came home from a family vacation to find their house trashed.
We're kind of at a loss of what to do, but just seeing all of that and just knowing that people were in our house going through literally every piece of paper, every single drawer in this house was turned open.
Baby formula poured out into the coffee maker and smashed eggs and graffiti on the walls, along with ripped up family photos and destroyed music equipment.
They took all of her clothes out of the drawers and peed and pooped on those as well. They slashed her mattress.
The culprits even leaving empty alcohol bottles behind in the family's home.
All of our body washes, shampoos, soaps,
curling irons,
they sprayed all of it everywhere.
The family says some electronics and their gun were also taken, and their surveillance cameras throughout the house were unplugged and turned around. But neighbors' cameras captured images of those responsible, who they recognized as kids from the neighborhood. Auburn police are still investigating, but say at least 3 kids ages 9, 11, and 12 are behind this. By state law, police haven't been able to question the kids without an attorney present due to their ages.
At the same time, the kids need to be held responsible, absolutely, as well as the parents, because where were you for the 2 days or 3 days that your children were partying, drinking, and smoking underage?
Reporting in Auburn, Lynn Ann Nguyen, Como News.
This week, the Seattle City Council is going to vote on a bill that would cap rent hikes despite a statewide ban on such measures. The proposal is backed by Councilmember Shama Sawant, who points to the 69% rise in Seattle rent prices over the last 8 years.
It will go into effect as soon as that ban is lifted, but we can't just sit and hold our breath for the Democrats to lift this ban. We have to build the momentum on the ground that will force these Democrats to act in our interest.
Others argue that capping rent would only lead to fewer units available to rent.
We have lost money
every year for the last 7 years on our unit. This is one of the realities that this legislation does not take into an account.
If the bill passes, it would limit rent increases to no more than the inflation rate. The City Council is expected to vote on the legislation on Friday.
A group of parishioners in Tacoma is calling on the Vatican to save their church, which has been deemed unsafe for worship. They say it's their best chance at preserving the iconic Holy Rosary Church and preventing a private developer from turning it into something else. KOMO's Jackie Kent has more.
A lot of people know the church, even local or non-locals coming through the area on I-5, like it's a landmark.
The beloved Holy Rosary Catholic Church attracts visitors who get a glimpse of the steeple from the interstate.
It's an icon in Tacoma. Everyone knows the big church by the freeway, and I've not met anyone who wants it gone. So we're hoping we get the Archbishop to listen.
The parish has determined it wants to sell the property they say is unsafe for parishioners. So the group Save Tacoma's Landmark Church is now urging the Vatican for help.
Under church law, they can't demolish the church if it can be shown there are resources exist to preserve it.
Jonathan Karp is with the group Save Tacoma's Landmark Church and a longtime parishioner who's raised his kids here.
We aren't asking the Vatican for money. We're asking the Vatican to take note that there is the money. We've raised almost $1.7 million in pledges and donations.
He says it was the next clear step after the Archdiocese of Seattle denied their appeal last month.
The reason we're doing this through canon law is because that is the easiest way to preserve the church.
Parishioners and visitors worry a pending sale means the landmark church could be demolished if the appeal to Rome is unsuccessful.
Well, I say a prayer that they don't demolish it. It would be a crime to demolish this beautiful building.
But Karp says they are not backing down.
I know there are a lot of people who have said, why not make it a McMenamins or a hotel? Of course, naturally, I don't want to see my church become a hotel.
Save Tacoma's Landmark Church expects the appeal process in Rome to take at least a year. For now, reporting in Tacoma, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
8:38. You know, we talk sometimes about my idea of starting a candle company because of so many things that smell great but are kind of weird.
Oh, but these candle scents that you wouldn't normally expect.
Like bone broth.
Yeah.
Or mostly it's things that my husband cooks and it just smells so good. Or like sunscreen.
Do you think sunscreen should be a candle?
Sunscreen sometimes smells really nice. But
yeah.
Summer barbecue. We were walking the dog last night. A barbecue never smells bad.
No, I mean, that's all the combination of all those things going on over there.
No matter if you don't even like the food that's being grilled, like if your kids don't like vegetables on a grill still